Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the Yoshi and Lucy Knits podcast. My name is Denise and I am the indie dyer behind Yoshi and Lucy. It's been like 3 years since I've recorded a podcast. I honestly did not think I would record one again. Kind of lost my knitting mojo over the years and I haven't really been knitting actively, but probably in the last 2 months or so I got back into knitting and I just wanted to share what I've been up to. So I do have quite a few finished objects and a bunch of works in progress. So my first finished object I don't have right now, but it's the Boyfriend Beanie by Expression Fiber Arts, and it's a free pattern. It's just a basic ribbed hat that you knit so you can get like a folded brim. I use my own hand-dyed yarn in the Ghost Squad colorway. It's in a DK weight, and I pretty much used almost the whole skein. I probably have like 10 grams left. And so because of that, it took me probably like a week to knit because it used a lot more yarn than usual for a hat. My second FO is the adult mix and match hat by Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast. I already gifted it to my mom, so I don't have it with me, but that one I finished in like 3 days. It was a pretty quick knit. It's just the pattern is just a bunch of knits and purls, and it was pretty simple to memorize. I also used my yarn in the Amelia base, and the colorway is Ursula. I don't have it in the shop at the moment, but I'm planning on adding it to the shop soon. So my third finished object I actually have here to show, and I'm wearing it right now. It is the Ripple Crop Top by Jessie Made, and I knit this in DK. She has two versions of this pattern, fingering and worsted, and I actually had this in a project bag. Probably started it like 2 years ago and I completely forgot about it, and I found it again, and I only had to knit the back and join the shoulders and knit the sleeves, so didn't take me that long to finish. If I were to knit this again, I would knit it longer because it's pretty short on me, and I think I would prefer it. I would prefer it to be longer because I have to wear this top with like high-waisted pants, or it would be too short on me. But I really like it. It was a pretty fun knit, and I want to knit a bunch of her other patterns, which I already have like queued, and one which I cast on already. And the yarn I used was my yarn as well in the Glam colorway, and I really like this color. It's pretty fun and interesting to wear, to say the least. So yeah, that's all the finished objects I have. In terms of whips, lately I've been really into knitting sweaters, which I was not before, but I cast on a sweater. This is not very interesting right now. It's just the back. I'm knitting the Dark Cloud by Hohi Locatelli, and this is in a bulky yarn. The yarn is Lana Grossa in the Nugget colorway. So the way you start is that you start knitting the back, and then you pick up the stitches for the front, and then I think at some point you knit like the rib around the sweater or something. I don't remember. This has pretty much been like my mindless knitting And I just picked this up when I'm tired and I don't really want to think, because it's just knitting back and forth. So I'm hoping that I finish this section soon, because it's pretty boring and I want to get to a more interesting part of the pattern. So I also cast on another sweater, and I cast on the winter crop by Jessie Maid. She just released this pattern maybe a few weeks ago, and it's also a bulky weight sweater. I don't know, I've been lately interested in knitting like DK or worsted or bulky sweaters for some reason. So I picked up this yarn from Lovecrafts, I think. This is an acrylic yarn. It's paint box yarns, and there's simply chunky base. And I think this is, the colorway is Dusty Lilac. So I had to increase the needle size because of the yarn I used. And I cast this on, and like I quickly put it down because it uses German short rows, and believe it or not, I've never knit with German short rows before, and it wasn't really intuitive for me. I have to constantly look at the instructions to make sure I'm not messing up. And right after I cast this on, I was dealing with like a lot of stress. So I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So eventually I'm going to go back to this. It's a pretty soft yarn. I've never knit with this yarn before, and I just want to have this and, like, you know, wear it and not be afraid of like wearing it out or staining it or whatever. It's just, I want to wear it as like a comfy sweater at home. So that's why I picked up this yarn. And I don't carry bulky yarn in my shop, so I would have to buy this or buy some bare bulky yarn, which I've thought about doing, but I'm not really sure if people are interested in bulky weight yarn right now. I almost forgot about this whip. I cast this on maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and I've like not worked on it at all. And so this is the Frank shawl by Joji Locatelli, and it's I would say this is a triangle shawl. You knit 3 triangles and then you seam them together, and I'm still on the first triangle. And it's knit on fingering weight, and I don't know, I just kind of got bored of it, and I got distracted by wanting to finish this sweater and then wanting to knit some hats, so I just put it down. I did make a kit for this, which is currently in the shop if anybody's interested. So I made new colorways for it. So the gray is Smoke and the orange is Harvest, and I also made 2 other colorways, which are Country Fair, which is the lighter orange, and Bashful, which is the pink yarn. I kind of want to finish this triangle, because then once you finish this one triangle, you then start with another of the colors, and I kind of want to see them knit up because I haven't knit them up before. I just have to find time to get to this. The 4th whip, which I cast on yesterday morning, is the Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits, which is like a free pattern. I'm sure you've heard of it because it's like extremely popular. And I dyed a new colorway for it. There you go. It's currently unnamed. I posted it on my Instagram, and I got a bunch of people giving me suggestions. I need to look through there and pick one out. So I'm knitting this for my nephew. Yeah, since the last time I recorded, I now have a nephew and he's 20 months old. And I've not knit him anything yet. And I feel kind of bad, but I just was like not in the mood to knit anything. But I saw this. I actually was watching the Stranded Knits podcast, and Jude was knitting a bunch of flax sweaters for, you know, gifts, and I just felt the urge to dye up a new colorway for him and knit this. So I had to stop. I had to stop knitting this because I didn't have needles. I didn't have size 8 needles, which is what I need to change them to. But I just received them today, so I'm gonna continue knitting on this later today, and hopefully I can finish this within a week. I think I'm knitting the 2 to 4 age size because I'm hoping it would last him a little bit. And I think I dyed enough yarn to make him a hat as well, and I think I'm gonna do the barley hat, which is also a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and it's free. So yeah, I hope it doesn't take me another 3 years to record another podcast. I have another episode planned for next week, so look out for that. And I will be continued knitting, so I have hopefully a lot more stuff to share and a lot more projects to talk about, and I'll show some of some newer colorways I've been dyeing next time. This episode just wanted to focus on what I was knitting and show you guys that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.